Pretty amazing to have this in Broome. For all the community, it's everyone's very passionate about their football. A lot of families are involved, and a lot of families get together and watch the last day in September.
My name's Keifer Yu, I'm a Yawaru man from Broome. Yeah, it's very remote. On the other side you got the bay, this side you got the Indian Ocean with the famous white sand. The contrast between the different colours that you get in Broome is pretty amazing. Go. Moved back to start a family. Been living in Perth for 10, 15 years, schooling and playing semi-professional football. All my family here, living away from family, it gets a bit emotional. Nikaya, TJ, Taya, and Zaid, my football fanatic, my little shadow. Yeah, he took Nick Natty Nui fishing. Catch anything?
Yeah, we caught a few crab, dropped a few barra.
My grandfather is Chinese and my grandmother is Aboriginal. And then from my mum's side, she's from over in New South Wales. A lot of people in Broome have some Asian background from the pearling industry, so a lot of Asian, they were good divers, so they all came over on the pearl luggers and they all migrated here. There's a Chinese community in Broome as well that we're a part of. They're celebrating Sinju, Matsuri, celebrating all the cultures in Broome, which is a float parade and something that I've attended from a young age. I always sit on the corner because Nan's house is just down the road, so a bit of tradition.
I'm 11 years older than Keith, so we watched him play a lot of footy here, and people always commented about his skill at a very young age and just his ability to read the play quite well.
I thought I'd introduce you to, she says, #1 supporter, my mum.
Well, football's a big part of our lives, of course, and we had a great time watching people do school football and then on to the WAFL and so on. It was with a lot of trepidation that I watched the games because he did suffer a lot of injuries.
He's absolutely a role model. It's good that he's come home now. We always knew he'd come home. He'd been away for a really long time out of all of the family. And I think he's just come back now and wants to give back to the community.
My current work, I'm working as a mentor for young Indigenous boys, trying to be a better role model for them so that they can, change the way that they've been brought up and look up to someone who's done something good in the community and don't have a lot of family support like I've been lucky to have. I was unfortunately racially vilified twice in my sort of semi-professional career. My old man's always told me to stand up for myself. Doesn't matter what I do, just have a voice. When it first happened, I was young and immature. The second time it happened, it became public in the newspapers, and I felt like I was the victim for, pulling someone up for something they did.
Our dad played the local footy. I think we've just kind of grown up around it, really. My dad played for Saints, but we all sort of support Cable Beach.
1, 2, 3, Beach!
Watching footy in Broome is fantastic because it's still rough and tough.
Unlucky, boys, unlucky. Keep going. Chase, Ben!
Grand final's a big day. I obviously get more passionate when I've got family involved. I'm aggro and I don't like some of the things I see.
Yesterday was amazing. When they lost last year as well, my little nephew, Zaid, he sent me a message saying, "You're playing for Beach next year and we're going to win the flag." I was like, I have to do it now, just for him, because he looks up to me, so. It's just such a close-knit family club. If there wasn't footy, I don't know what we would be doing.